Henry Wadsworth Longfellow once said that lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. This quote reminds us that true leadership doesn't come from wealth, power, or fame. It is about leaving behind a legacy that others can follow. In leadership, every action we take, every decision, every word leaves a mark. Just like footprints, those marks leave behind guidelines for others to follow long after we are gone. Leadership is not just about being in front or standing in front. It is about inspiring others to walk forward together on the path we create. And so, as we explore leadership today, let us remember just one thing. The footprints we leave behind can shape the journey of those who come after us.
One of the famous person that became a leader is Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a renowned business leader, technologist, and philanthropist. He dropped out of college to start his company, Microsoft, with his childhood friend Paul Allen. Bill Gates turned his fortune from Microsoft into a diversified portfolio. His focus has shifted to zero carbon energy investing and philanthropy. Today, Gates co-chairs the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with his former wife, Melinda Gates, where he works to give his wealth back to society. Even after the divorce, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates have stayed true to their cause and made the largest single donation of 2021, with a $15 billion gift to their private foundation, according to the Chronicle of Philanthropy's ranking of 2021 largest donations.
Leadership is a complex phenomenon involving a leader, his or her followers, and a situation. Because of the complexity of leadership researchers have defined the concept in many different ways. First, leadership as a process by which an agent induces a subordinate to behave in a desired manner. Second, leadership as directing and coordinating the work of group members. Third, leadership as an interpersonal relation in which others comply because they want to, not because they have to. Fourth, leadership as a process of influencing an organized group towards accomplishing its goals. Fifth, leadership as actions that focus on resources to create desirable opportunities. Sixth, leadership as creating conditions for a team to be effective. Seventh, leadership as the ability to engage employees, the ability to build teams, both being the how of leadership, and the ability to achieve results as the what of leadership. And lastly, leadership as a complex form of social problem solving.
Now let's tackle the difference between a successful manager and an effective manager. Before we proceed to the main topic, let me give you an example. Suppose manager A is the successful manager, whereas manager B is the effective manager. Manager A's goal is to climb the corporate ladder. It focuses on building connections, getting promoted, and making his or herself look good to upper management. Whereas the effective manager, manager B, its goal is to help his or her team achieve results. It focuses on communication, problem solving, and making sure that his or her team is working together successfully. A successful manager focuses on their career growth. They spend most of their time networking and building influence to get ahead of others, whereas an effective manager focuses on achieving organizational goals and developing their people. They measure success not just by personal gain, but by the performance and growth of their team. To summarize it, a successful manager is career oriented, focused on personal achievements, and aims to get promoted quickly. Whereas an effective manager, its goal is goal oriented, focuses on team success, and ensures long term results for the organizations. So, Remember, while being a successful manager may help you advance personally, being an effective manager creates a lasting impact on your team and organization. In the end, the best leaders is not just successful. A leader should also be effective.
Leadership is both a science and an art. Leadership as science involves understanding and applying established principles, theories, and research, finding to improve leadership effectiveness. This includes analyzing data, identifying patterns, and using evidence-based strategies. Leadership as an art involves intuition, emotional intelligence, and the ability to adapt to different situations and people. It requires creativity, vision, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. Effective leaders often blend both science and art in their approach, using data and analysis to inform their decision while also relying to their interpersonal skills and judgment to guide their actions.
Leadership is not only about logic and making smart decisions. Leadership is both rational and emotional. On the rational side, leaders use reason, analysis, and logic to guide their team. This is the part where they plan, organize, and carefully weigh the consequences of their actions. But it's not all about the mind. Leaders also need to connect emotionally through inspiration, passion, and empathy. At the end of the day, leaders are guiding people, not machines. That's why the best leaders balance both. They make decisions based on solid reasoning, but they also inspire and move people through emotions. If a leader relies only on rationality, they risk losing human connection. If they rely on emotions, they risk becoming impulsive. True leadership is finding the right balance between the both rationality and emotions.
Managers versus leaders. So what are the distinction between the two? We have 7 characteristics for us to differentiate what a leader is and what a manager is. So for the first set of words, we have manager, administer, meanwhile leaders innovate. So for the managers are often focused on administering the day-to-day operations of a team or organization. For example, a project manager ensures that tasks are completed on time, within budget, and according to the project plan. Meanwhile, leaders innovates, meaning that they are often about innovating and driving change or vision in an organization. For example, a tech company leader might push for adopting new AI technologies to stay ahead of the competitors, innovating how the company operates and deliver its value. So next set of words is managers maintain, meanwhile leaders develop. So managers are often focused on maintaining the current system, processes, and stability of an organization. For example, a manufacturing manager ensures that production lines run smoothly, maintaining quality and output levels to meet current demand. Meanwhile, leaders develop. That means that the leaders are often about developing people, strategies, and the overall growth of the organization. For example, a company leader invests in leadership development programs for employees, developing their skill to drive future growth and adapt to changing markets. So the next set of words is managers control. Meanwhile, leaders inspire. So for the managers, they are often focused on controlling processes, outcomes, and resources to achieve specific goals. For example, a operation manager in a retail store controls inventory levels, ensures staff follow procedures, and manage sales targets to meet monthly goals. Meanwhile, leaders inspire. So leaders are often about inspiring the people to achieve more, to innovate, and to follow a vision. Example is a charismatic CEO inspires employees by sharing the company's vision for making a positive impact on the community. motivating them to go above and beyond in their roles. For the next set of words, we have manager has a short-term view, meanwhile leaders have a long-term view. So, the manager often focus on the short-term goals, needs, and outcomes of their teams or departments. Meanwhile, leaders take a long-term view of the organization's strategy, growth, and impact. So, the manager, for example, a production manager focuses on meeting this month's production targets, ensuring enough inventory for current orders, and managing staff shifts for the week. Meanwhile, a company leader develops a 5-year plan for expanding into new markets, investing in research and developing for future products, and building a talent pipeline for the long-term success. So, the next set of words for manager is they ask how and when. Managers often focus on how things will get done and when of implementation. For example, a project manager asks, how will we build this feature and when can we deliver it to the client to ensure that the project stays on track? Meanwhile, leaders ask what and why. They typically focus on what needs to be achieved and what was the reason behind it. So a company leader asks, what impact do we want our products to have on customers? And why are we pursuing this market? To ensure alignment with the company's mission. Next is we have the next set of words, which is managers imitate, meanwhile leaders originate. So managers often imitate or follow established process, methods, or best practices. And meanwhile, leaders originate the new ideas, strategies, or approaches. So we have example for the imitation of the managers. A store manager imitates successful sales strategies from other stores in the chain to boost performance in their own store. Meanwhile, a tech company leader originates a new business model that disrupts the industry by leveraging cutting-edge technology, setting a new trend for the competitors. The last set of words is that the manager accepts the status quo and the leaders change the status quo. So the managers often accept the status quo and work within the existing framework of the organization. Example is a operation manager accepts the current production workflow and focuses on the optimizing it for efficiency and cost effectiveness within the existing setup. So for the leaders which change the status quo, leaders on the other hand often seek to change the status quo to drive improvement, innovation, or growth. So example is a company leader pushes to change the status quo by adopting new technology that revolutionize how the company interacts with customer, aiming for a competitive edge. So that's it for the distinction of a manager and a leader.
Effective leaders exhibit strong communication, foster a positive environment through empathy and inspiration, demonstrate integrity and accountability, and possess vision to guide their teams towards shared goals. They are also adaptable and resilient, empowering their teams to grow by providing support and opportunities for development.
Now, we will be discussing some of the most common myths about leadership and why some of them are misleading. Let's go ahead and tackle myth 1. Myth 1 is good leadership is all common sense. Well, many people believe that good leadership is just common sense, but the truth is, the term common sense is very ambiguous. What seems like common sense to one person might not be the same for another. If leadership were simply common sense, then workplaces would have fewer conflicts and fewer problems. The real challenge is knowing when common sense applies and when it does not. Leadership requires judgment, flexibility, and often a deeper understanding beyond what seems obvious. Myth 2 is leaders are born, not made. Another myth is that leaders are born, not made. Yes, it is true that innate factors and early life experiences shape our behavior. Research shows that cognitive abilities and personality traits are partially inherited. For example, natural intelligence or charisma may give someone an advantage, but being a successful leader is not just about what you're born with. It also depends on education, training, and experiences. Different environments can nurture or suppress leadership qualities. This means that while some people may start with natural talent, leadership can also be developed and strengthened throughout. Myth 3 is that the only school where leadership is learned is the school of hard knocks. Finally, there is the belief that the leadership can only be learned through personal struggle or experience, the so-called school of hard knocks. While experience is a powerful teacher, it is not the only one. Formal study and experiential learning actually complement each other. Through formal study, students are exposed to different leadership theories, models, and case studies that help them analyze and understand situations from multiple perspectives. This foundation allows leaders to better interpret and navigate the challenges they encounter in real life. So, by debunking these myths, we understand that leadership is a skill, one that can be learned, practiced, and improved over time.
An interactional framework for analyzing leadership. Leader emphasizes the leader's personalities, position, expertise, and other individual attributes. Followers includes the values, norms, and characteristics of the group being led. Situation represent the task, stress level, environment, and other contextual factors to influence the leadership process. Their similarities are influence, dynamic, and interdependence. Their difference are control and focus. In group, are small subordinate who share a close trust-based relationship with their leaders, often experience increased access to resource and decision-making processes. This heightened connection typically stem for precise competence, shared values, or personal compatibility. Outgroup consists of subordinate who lack of receiving less attention, fewer opportunities, and limited influence. This can result of decreased motivation, feeling of exclusion, and reduced job satisfaction. The specific impact are unequal task assignments, different feedback, limited access to information, and biased performance evaluation.
Every leader is unique because each one has a personal history, personality, and motivation. These characteristics play a big role in how effective a leader can be. Effective leaders often stand out from others through their personality traits, cognitive abilities, skills, and values. They also tend to remain calm under pressure and are not easily carried away by their emotions. Another important factor is how they are chosen. Leaders who are simply appointed by their superiors sometimes face issues with credibility, since they were not selected by the people they lead. In contrast, leaders who emerge naturally from the group or are selected by consensus often gain stronger trust and loyalty. Finally, a leader's experience within an organization matters. The more they understand its history and culture, the more effective they usually become. And most importantly, followers are more likely to respect and support leaders when there is a sense of legitimacy in how those leaders were chosen.
Leadership and their followers are deeply connected. In fact, both practitioners and scholars emphasize that you cannot understand leadership without looking at the followers. The leadership process is influenced by several aspects of the followers themselves, such as their expectation of the leader, their personality traits, their maturity level, their competence, and lastly, their motivation. But the relationship between leaders and followers has been changing. Organizations today face increased pressure to do more with fewer resources. Authority is also becoming more decentralized with greater sharing of power. At the same time, problems are becoming more complex and rapid changes are happening everywhere, creating a need for more people to step up and help in problem solving. Finally, followers themselves can grow into leaders by taking on new responsibilities. This means being more proactive in addressing organizational problems, working with the leaders themselves, and developing the skill of influencing upward. Additionally, good followers also remain flexible and open to opportunities. There's also the constructionist approach, which tells us that leadership is not just the responsibility of one person in power. Instead, it is a shared process between leaders and followers where they contribute regardless of their formal position in the organization.
Let's now move on to the next area which leadership has a connection to, which is the situation. So, leadership makes sense in the context of how the leader and the followers interact in a given situation. This means that the context matters in leadership. Leadership effectiveness often depends on the situation, like the team's goals, the environment, or the challenge faced. Leaders need to adapt their approach based on the interaction between themselves and their followers. Context can include factors like team dynamics, organizational culture, or external pressure. Next is the most ambiguous aspect of the leadership framework is the situation. This means that the situation aspect of leadership can be the most ambiguous because each scenario is unique. Leaders must be navigated uncertainty and adjust their strategies accordingly. This ambiguity requires leaders to be more flexible and responsive.
Women in leadership roles. Women are taking on new leadership roles in greater numbers than ever before. The problems that constrain the opportunities for capable women to rise to the highest leadership roles in organizations still exist. Based from findings of studies, here are some of the problems that constrain women from gaining leadership roles. Mentors of women executives had less organizational influence and clout than did the mentors of their male counterparts. 2. Compared to men, women's trust in each other decreases when work situations become more professionally risky. 3. Strong masculine stereotypes of leadership continues to exist in the workplace. 4. Women are seen as less well suited to the requirements of leadership than men. And lastly, 5. Women are viewed as more apt to allow their decisions and actions to be controlled by their emotions. So, how do we change that? By practicing interactive leadership, which was developed by women's socialization experiences and career paths. Interactive leadership is a style of leadership that emphasizes collaboration, open communication, participation, and relationship building rather than strict authority and control. The women's use of interactive leadership has its roots in socialization, and the women interviewees believe that it benefits their organizations. Moving forward to what we have today, it can be observed that there are now women leaders like former Vice President Leni Robredo. There are factors that explain the shift toward more women in leadership roles. First, women themselves have changed, growing more empowered, more confident, and more determined. Second, leadership roles have changed, becoming more inclusive and collaborative. Third, organizational practices have changed, embracing diversity and innovation. And finally, culture has changed, shifting towards equality and shared leadership. Together, these changes reminds us that progress is possible. After these obvious effects, a term glass cliff has arisen. Glass cliff means that female candidates for an executive positions are more likely to be hired than equally qualified male candidates when an organization's performance is declining. It reflects a greater willingness to put women in precarious positions.
Here are the similarities and differences between leadership and management. Management is primarily concerned with efficiency and control. focusing on tasks, processes, and achieving short-term objectives. Leadership, on the other hand, is about inspiration and vision, focusing on people, motivating them towards a long-term goal and fostering change. Both leaders and managers work with people to achieve organizational goals. Both roles involve decision making and problem solving.
After learning about leadership, here are the key points and the summary of the topic. So first of all, leadership is the process of influencing an organized group towards achieving its goals. So understanding leadership as influence helps in aligning team towards the goals. Then, considerable overlap exists between leadership and management. Recognizing the overlap with management helps in balancing leadership and management skills. Study of leadership must also include two other areas, the followers and the situation. Considering followers and the situation makes leadership more effective and adaptive. And lastly, let's take note that good leadership makes a difference and it can be enhanced through greater awareness of the important factors influencing the leadership process. And that's all for leadership.
إذا كان كمان سكري مطار